In the last video, we talked about the power of story when it comes to your videos, particularly when it comes to your showstopper videos. In this week's video, we're talking about emotions. Emotions are one of the elements that make video so powerful. When it comes to what makes us act as humans, the why we do what we do of it all, emotions are right at the heart of our actions. Sometimes these feelings are subconscious, and other times they are very conscious. We do things, we want things, and we try to become certain things because of how we believe it will make us feel. So, before we get too much further, what do we mean when we say emotions? And is there a difference between emotions and feelings? The short answer is yes. Though feelings and emotions are similar, emotions often can be involuntary. They can be caused by an outside force, while feelings are often generated from our thoughts. It may seem like this is semantics, but when it comes to video, there is a difference too. Feelings can be caused by the way we are thinking about things, but emotions can be caused by outside or inside stimulus. For example, a video might have visuals, music, words, or all of these elements combined. In an article from Psychology Today, the term emotion is used to describe physical sensations that your body feels, while the term feelings is tied to the story you attach to that physical sensation. Take food, for example. When I smell fresh baked bread or something delicious cooking, a signal is sent to my brain that food would taste good and would give me a physical sensation. Most likely a dopamine hit that would send chemicals into my body, making me feel a certain way. Satisfied, joyful, maybe even a little giddy. Those are all emotions inside of me caused by an external stimulus. I don't even have to eat the food. I could just think about it and I could get similar emotions. Our brains are very good at simulation. They give us these sensations, sometimes unprovoked. Feelings, on the other hand, might be the story that I tie to that physical emotion. For example, I have a dairy allergy. It was discovered not too long ago, and I still have emotional reactions when I see dairy. My mouth waters. I feel a surge of hormones inside of my body. Now, however, I have some feelings about it. I know that it could make me very sick. My throat could itch. It could start to close up and my skin might get red and rashy. Some of these feelings might be sadness because I can't have it anymore, frustration, or even annoyance. Those are feelings, not emotions. So when it comes to video, we have the opportunity and responsibility as video producers to be aware of the unconscious emotions that might be evoked when we create a video. I say responsibility because that is how I feel about it. When you are aware of the ways you as a human can contribute to subconscious emotions of another person, I think you need to take that seriously. So what are some of these subconscious ways we evoke emotions inside a video? One element is music. Music has been found to interact with every area of the brain. In fact, a group of researchers in Finland were able to record brain activity and discover that a large scale of networks inside the brain were active, including the limbic areas, most notably associated with emotions, motor areas, and even the so-called default mode network in the brain when music was played. Music can be one of those emotional evoking elements in a video. This is because of the power of our brains. They are meaning-making machines. So when we hear a series of sounds, our brain makes meaning of that and predicts what those sounds might mean, which is why some songs give us a playful emotion, while others evoke emotions of sadness or even anger. Patterns, rhythms, tones all play into how our brain understands a song and evokes a particular emotion inside of us. The same things happen with visuals. Visuals evoke emotions. We as people are often looking for facial expressions or other context clues when it comes to making sense of visuals. They evoke emotion as well. Think about watching a horror movie. An often repeated effect in these films is seeing a reflection in a mirror or a shadow on the wall or ground. These visuals prompt emotions inside of our body. Something is there that is unexpected. It will trigger a response. This can have equal effect with other visuals. When we see something that is being described in the video, if it matches our expectation, we feel one way. But if it doesn't match what we expected, it feels completely different. This is called cognitive dissonance. For example, if I put a list of words on the screen, but don't reference them, it takes extra work for your brain to make sense of it all. It may even be distracting or disruptive to your brain. You may want to pause the video to read what's written without being distracted of me talking to you. However, if you see a list of words that I reference, such as emotional cues, included with music, visuals, and timing, now it makes sense and it reassures your brain that this information is relevant. Let's look at those last two elements that I just mentioned. We're going to focus on in this video: framing and timing. First, framing. You may not have noticed, but depending on how a person is framed in the image plays a significant role in the power they have in the video. For example, as someone who is small or low in frame, your brain perceives them to have less power. If they're predominant or large in frame, they seem to have more power. I saw this often when I worked in news. Often we put anchors who would be multiple people behind a desk. This position gave them a sense of power and authority. They weren't usually the same height, so sometimes we'd have to adjust the chair or even put cushions to try and make the two anchors the same height. When we wanted them to appear less businesslike or more approachable, we'd take them out from behind the desk. Sometimes we'd even have them out in the field to report a story. This gave the appearance that not only were they approachable, but that they were in the midst of the action. So, in your videos, think about your framing. Where are you in relation to the viewer? Eye level, above or below? Are you moving or are you stationary? All of these play into the emotions and can impact the way your viewers feel. And the last element we'll talk about in this video is timing. Timing plays into the emotion a video has in a few different ways. For example, if we speed things up or do things in a series of quick edits, it infuses energy into the video. If we do long, slow fades or dissolves between edits, it evokes a different set of emotions. Speed edits up too much and it starts to feel frenzied, frenetic, or crazy. Edit to the beat of the music and it feels exciting and deliberate, but miss it by just a little and it feels off. The objective of an edit is to keep the viewer in the emotional state of the video. If we do something that takes them out of the emotion and into something that isn't what we desired, that edit isn't working for the video. That is another element of timing. So, we talked about emotion in this video. I gave you 4 examples of elements that evoke emotion inside of our videos. If you're ready for more help, you can join my program Lights, Camera, Action, where we turn on all the lights in your brain, focus the camera of your mind, and take action to get you where you want to be with your videos.